Hi everyone, I'm Shane Stevenson here at the Buffalo Naval Park, and thank you all for following us with our updates on USS The Sullivans, and we're very confident that she'll be righted soon. So please subscribe, ring the bell, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks very much. Hi everyone, Shane Stevenson, Director of Museum Collections and Curator here at the Buffalo Naval Park. And for today's update, all right, we gave some numbers last night at our live session. So if you've caught that, they're pretty much the same for today. So when we had our 1200 meeting, not much has really changed. The amount of water pumped off is about 277,000 gallons. Her list is still at 14.1 degrees. There's been about 7,700 gallons of contaminated water, and that hasn't changed for about 3 days. So we're feeling, at least that's what I would think, is that most of the contaminated water is now off board, right? Because that number hasn't been increasing over the past few days. This area you've probably seen before, right? If you've watched our dewatering video, or if you've watched some other videos, the CHT video, what the CHT, all right? But what you can see now is a very integral part of the process for the preservation of artifacts that are on USS The Sullivans. Okay, so this is, I've dedicated this space, and this is behind the Korean space, the Korean exhibit on Little Rock. And again, this was for, at the time, this was for berthing for the machinist mates. And also the rating at the time, you could just barely see, boiler mates right there. But you can see this has really been cleaned up since the last time you saw it and the last time we filmed down here. And this is going to be my preservation, conservation, disposition, triage area. So my plan for when we are ready to get on board the Sullivans is to take every artifact off that we can. And again, there's two different types of artifacts. There's artifacts that are inherent to the ship, and there's also artifacts that were placed on board at some point after she came to Buffalo. So ones that aren't inherent to the ship itself. So those will be brought here to this space. All right, they will be cataloged. All right, so they're getting a new catalog number and coding system, which I plan to use as 2022.DIS for disaster, and then dot, and then the numbers after it, 0001, 0002. Depending, I might also add the category of where she was located on board. So I probably may, as I get into it a little bit, I may adjust it, but I will have A, B, and C for bow, midship, and C for stern. Right, so everything's going to be brought here, put onto these tables, cataloged, and then the decision will be made. I'm working with the Conservator. If you've watched from about a year ago, geez, maybe a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, we worked with Gabriel Dunn, and she helped me preserve plane parts from P-47. All right, so if you can find that video on YouTube, and she was working to help us preserve plane parts from a crash in 1944 in the English countryside. And the pilot who perished was from Buffalo, and some of these plane parts were sent to us after being in the ground for 50 years. So there was a lot of debris, there was a lot of, dirt and dust and other particulates, and I wanted to have a professional take a look at it. So I'm going to be working with Gabriel Dunn again. All right, so she's going to be coming in, and we're going to be sitting down, setting a budget. What are the products we need, to, again, do those three things. Preserve, conserve, or dispose. All right, obviously I'm going to try to keep the disposition to a minimum, but there may be things that are just not savable, and that's where her expertise will come in. And I look forward to working with her and other people from around the Buffalo, Western New York area in our business that have reached out to me. So this is going to be our command center. All right, everything's going to get laid out on the tables. Everything's going to get cataloged with those accession numbers. 2022.dis.001.002, probably then point A or point B or point C for where it was on the ship. So for the ship itself, I gave you those updates right in the beginning. There's not much that has changed over the past couple of days. They're going to begin, I know I've told you a couple of times, they might start pumping her out. Test pumping, they really feel this time, test pumping is in its last stages, and probably by the weekend, they will actually start pumping her out, A, B, and C. And hopefully, they were saying, hopefully by Wednesday, she will be floating and righted. And then comes the cleanup, then comes the work to continue on the hull that they started last summer. And that's it for now, guys. Appreciate your support. Please subscribe, ring the bell, and thank you for all your questions and comments. And we will see you again soon. Thank you.